With more on Tropical Cyclone Alfred, I'm joined by ABC weather presenter Adam Morgan. Adam, can you take us through what's happening right now? How far is it off the coast?
Yeah, good afternoon, Catherine. We are starting to see it really within range of the coast now. It's currently Category 2, sitting around 335 kilometres east of Brisbane, with gusts to 130 kilometres per hour. Now, it is looking healthier today as it moves over those warmer waters. We can now start seeing it on radar with that circulation centre just offshore there. There is a cyclone warning, still current, obviously, from Double Island Point right down to Grafton in New South Wales. Gales with gusts to 120 kilometres per hour could commence from later today. Now let's have a look at that radar again as we see those showers begin along the coast. Only modest totals so far, mainly along the New South Wales coast since 9 a.m. The highest we've seen so far is around 17 millimetres at Lismore. That heaviest rain still offshore near the centre of the cyclone. That's still to come. The winds are already picking up as well. Like the rain, those strongest winds are still offshore, particularly around the southern and western flank of that cyclone centre. But we are seeing gusts to 60 to 70 kilometres per hour, particularly along that northern rivers coast through New South Wales. The highest today has been 106 kilometres per hour at Cape Byron this morning. Those winds will only increase. Now, on top of the cyclone warning, the severe weather warnings, they extend further afield from north of Gympie right down towards Kempsey for locally heavy and locally intense rainfall and damaging to destructive winds. Beyond that, we've got a coastal hazards warning extending from Sandy Point right down to Foster in the mid-north coast. That's for high tides and damaging surf. And already we've seen maximum wave heights offshore of 6 to 10 metres, and those sorts of heights are going to move onshore, particularly as those winds and the cyclone move closer to the coast. Catherine.
And Adam, how is the cyclone track looking, and when do you expect conditions really to intensify?
So we had an update from the track at 1 p.m. Queensland time, 2 p.m. New South Wales time. The track's largely unchanged. It is maintaining its Category 2 intensity towards landfall. So it moves over warmer ocean waters, just over 27 degrees as it gets closer to the coast. Now, the winds intensify from tomorrow. Destructive gusts to 155 kilometres per hour, particularly on that southern side, potentially as far down as Cape Byron. They'll develop from Thursday afternoon. Now, landfall looks set for Friday morning, early Friday morning. It's a high-end Category 2. The Bureau's not even ruling out the potential that it could even increase to Category 3 as it moves over those warmer waters just before landfall. Now, dangerous storm surge is also on the cards, particularly if it coincides with high tide. That storm surge would be the most intense on that southern side as those winds push all the seawater onshore. Now, on top of that, on top of the storm surge and the wind, there's also the rain. And for a lot of people, the rain and flooding risk will be the biggest impact from this cyclone. Now, the rain, like the wind, intensifies from tomorrow as the cyclone moves closer. Heaviest again on this southern side. There's a lot of rain on the way. The rain and flood threat will continue after the cyclone crosses land, well into Friday and Saturday, and well after the winds die down. So it's certainly not a time to rest on your laurels once the cyclone crosses, because that rain will continue. Totals as much as 200 to 400 millimetres possible within a 24-hour period, possibly 600 to 700 millimetres possible in total over 2 to 3 days. Look, particularly on that southern flank from the Brisbane right down towards the mid-north coast as that rain pushes in towards the northern tablelands there. And longer term, we're still seeing a signal further south of rainfall extending down in towards eastern Victoria as the cyclone deteriorates into early next week. Catherine.
Adam Morgan, thanks for the update.